Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, a Sock versus Ling, or, well, 120, spawning, let me start that and try that all over again. Sock versus 120 here on Echo Isle version 2.2. Proiron icons on the map forcing me to try and, well, download multiple maps. Yeah, I remember this back in the day and how difficult it was to try and track down the right map that were played out of Chinese tournaments since, well, branding is so important, and well, it just made things difficult for me. But with the help of, well, the current community be posting up the maps alongside the replays, thank you WarCraft 3 info, well, everything is much easier to enjoy and consume. Let's go ahead and break things down in this 1v1 Undead versus human matchup here on Echo Isle version 2.2. This is not, well, I guess I can't say this isn't your mother's Echo Isle, because I don't know if your mother watches WarCraft 3, but there is this additional 5th gold mine off to the north. It is an important gold mine because it makes an odd number of gold mines on the map and therefore creates a point of interest. I wonder if the player gets penalized if they build on the banner. I don't think so. I mean, you got to remember your build orders and they have to be strategically placed. So some icons and banners are purposely placed off over here in the water or places that are out of position. If you are going to be placing your banner right in the smack of a starting location, you have to expect the players are not going to adjust their building placement, as that could affect gameplay adversely. And that's the last thing well, a banner or a tournament organizer wants, to know that they changed the rules of the game so much that it inadvertently, well, made the product that they are sponsoring worse. Anyways, it is going to be a Lich first coming in from 120. All right, didn't keep eyes or tabs on that, but it is a Lich first with 1 sacrificial skull instead of 2. Acolyte is already around here, now going to be summoning up this Ziggurat. Lich will not be able to get to level 2, as you know, off of this creep camp unless a peasant or something else is taken down. Acolyte now on the move, going to try and pull away Forest Troll, Shadow Priest, getting in a fireball as well as that water elemental down to 39 hit points. Meanwhile, back at the expansion location, Undead really looking to try and get this expo up and running. Are we going to be looking at additional acolytes being trained by 120? That is the follow-up question. This is incredibly important. Oh, a beautiful lightning shield on the Lich. Lich is actually dealing more damage per second than because of that lightning shield than anything else. All right, gonna go ahead and continue to move around as the Archmage makes his way off to the north and is going after the Rock Golem creep camp. All right, this is a very aggressive creep pattern here. Forest Troll, Shadow Priest, Forest Troll, High Priest going to get taken down quickly. Water Elemental absorbing quite a bit of damage, but the Archmage may actually get to level 3 off of this creep camp, and with some powerful attack items in the Claws of Attack +4 and Mantle of Intelligence, may be able to get to level 3 Water Elementals and really push here on the bottom right. No sign of a tech to tier 2, no sign of an expansion yet, and we're only looking at 6 Acolytes right now, so this does come as a surprise. Archmage is here now with a +9 attack, and the auto attack on the Archmage going to be much more powerful than originally expected. There goes a Frost Nova as that Footman now tries to retreat back here. All right, those hard-hitting attacks from the Archmage dealing quite a bit more damage than I believe 120 expected at this stage, as the Lich now levels up to level 3 with level 2 Frost Nova. More damage getting racked up. 120 trying to save that Forest Troll Berserker. That is a big damage indeed. Archmage should have gone over that Forest Troll Shadow Priest instead, as the Water Elementals could perhaps go to town onto some of these ghouls as well. All right, couple of easy hits. One Footman is going to get one more final shot. Oh, beautiful last-second Dark Ritual, but that ended up netting negative mana overall. Bottom right hand side, 120 is getting that haunted gold mine now. Acolytes are starting to be trained. That will significantly delay that tech to tier 2. As you need to train up more acolytes. Arcane Vault also being placed down alongside an Arcane Tower. And with this, well, we see this outpost by the human player basically expanding towards his opponent. We'll see if this becomes a point of interest or what exactly comes of this here, as the one water elemental already ready to dish out quite a bit of damage. Arcane Tower is there as well. That very far range, as we know, as a couple of peasants should be going back onto that lumber line, and well, lost a bag of gold right there. Should have dropped it off first before making its way back over. All right, it looks as though the 120 is going to allow this expansion to stay in place, as the acolytes are going to start saturating that haunted gold mine down to the south. Frost Nova onto the Archmage. Archmage now in trouble, down to 200 hit points. Now trying to force back here. Forest Troll Shadow Priest is going to get the last shot off on that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. No, it is not. Down to 9 hit points, and it will end up surviving. All right, it is off to the races, so to speak, down to 12 hit points. Going to try and run back around. Meanwhile, Lich is going to try and test the waters against this Arcane Tower here. Archmage has been buying Clarity Potions and has Brilliance Aura, so it has a decent amount to try and fight back here. Oddly enough, if we saw the tech to tier 2 here, this would have been a great call, as this would then now have the ability to use Call to Arms. Right now, if you remember, there was a change. This Town Hall cannot use Call to Arms, as it is not the starting Town Hall. However, if you upgrade that to a keep, it can use that Town Hall, as we're setting up a second barracks and a blacksmith as well. Down to the south side here, ghouls are still wandering around a new necropolis to train up additional acolytes and act as a beacon for Scrolls of Town Portal, now being summoned up at the expo on the bottom right. Forest Troll Trapper are going to get cleaned up here, and all Sock really is thinking is try and deny experience for that Death Knight when it really comes out. Cleaning up your opponent's starting green creep camps causes pressure and, well, could make them, or could cause them to get a miscalculation. Graveyard now getting summoned in as well. Dual water elementals over here at the front, and you're going to see some easy damage. One ghoul quickly getting taken down. These two water elementals working together, coupled with this +9 attack Archmage, really does rack up quite a bit of damage, as that ghoul ends up surviving at 12 hit points. Another water elemental, however, may fall, giving the Lich that much more experience, and now the experience lead. 120 now trying to retreat back here. Are we going to see, are we going to see this Forest Troll Shadow Priest get taken down? Oh, going after the Acolyte instead. That would have been an easy kill under the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Instead, that Forest Troll Shadow Priest coming back the other way. 1 or 2 more shots necessary. This one Forest Troll Shadow Priest actually running into the heart there, as the Archmage trying to run around in circles, picking up some additional mercenaries as well. All right, Mud Golem trying to slow things down. It looks as though the Forest Troll Shadow Priest was taken out. Nope. Oh, no, I believe it was taken out. No way to easily heal it all the way back up, as the footmen are trying to retreat back, but a level 2 Frost Nova with all of those slows really, well, making a profound impact overall. 39 supply compared to 52. Sock is currently sitting in low upkeep. Perhaps wants to sacrifice a footman if he can, and still cause a bit of problems on the Acolytes on the bottom right-hand side. A big Frost Nova going down again. There goes another building. I believe that was the Tomb of Relics, as the slaughterhouse is now being built, as the tech to tier 3 getting started. All right, Archmage gets up to level 4. Lich was already there, both sides sitting at 4, as the Death Knight going to be showing up to the party, and with a sudden appearance of the Death Knight and perhaps some death coils, we're going to see a quick retreat here. All of these footmen are not long for this world, as the Lich could have gotten a Frost Nova onto a footman here, and perhaps slowed things down just a bit more. All right, low hit point footman. There goes easy killing, as the water elemental now, slowed down as his temperature drops down to 28 hit points. One more shot, finally taken out. All right, early exchanges between the two sides. We are going into flying machines. We could be going into castle for knights as well. Lumber mill is already done, and getting up a single arcane sanctum. All right, single arcane sanctum, dual workshop, dual barracks, curious as to how all of this is going to unfold as the Death Knight currently staying at level 1. Archmage wants to creep out of this the marketplace creep camp, but knows that, well, Undead is perhaps nearby and some problems could abound. All right, easy damage onto a Crypt Fiend who got ensnared by the creeps. Death Knight going to try and save it with a Death Coil, but that might be an NWS unit not worth saving as it still gets taken down. Did buy a little bit of time as a footman was traded and offered up because of that loss there. A quick turnaround in overall supply. 56 now for 120, 38 now for Sock as we are going into a battle here. Damage onto that Lich is perhaps not going to stick. Death Knight still has plenty of mana, and now Obsidian statues are joining out on the battle. Level 2 on the Death Knight here, Unholy Aura, as the ghouls are staying alive with the help of the Obsidian statues, overcoming much of that damage. Knights now getting trained up. I don't see the weapon upgrades are done. Knights are getting trained. No animal war training, I believe, yet, as the upgrade to castle must have just been completed. We are at Paladin, or we are training up a Paladin as the Mountain King tries to finish off this Crypt Fiend. Where is the Death Knight? Death Knight nowhere nearby, but the Lich says, no worries, I have plans for you. Plans to harm you and, well, help me prosper. Lich now back up to 240 mana here as the Lich goes after the Ogre Magi, Ogre Warrior, and Forest Troll Trapper. Death Knight back out onto the battlefield here, but things are starting to snowball for 120. If he can get to level 3 on that Death Knight first, that damage is really going to rack up. And with so many just water elementals constantly getting sacrificed, well, it looks like that may be the case. Lich is also nearing level 5, and that Lich with plus 15 auto attack with the Gloves of Haste as well. That is a scary auto-attacking Lich, considering that negative armor too. Sock now back up to 50 or 60 supply compared to 120's 60 as well. We need to be seeing more Ziggurats getting summoned in as we are going into the Destroyer upgrades. All right, Knights. Where are they on the battlefield? Knights did have animal war training. Lich getting storm bolted and surrounded. A complete reversal there as we're looking at the Knights now leading the charge. Knights trying to find some easy targets here. We do have an orb of fire on that Archmage, making it difficult for that Death Knight to get in a solid death coil to heal, as it will no longer be as effective. All right, some big changes overall. Let's take a look at this. 35% reduced healing. That is a very big deal indeed as the Lich now, well, backs up. And with that, though, the Death Knight is still extremely close to level 3, and will get to level 3 here. Mountain King still sitting at level 1 even after the death of a level 4 Lich. So that's how far behind that Mountain King was in terms of experience. Double level up never hurt anyone except the opposing team, though, as the Mountain King and the Paladin ready to go. We are looking at a Thunderclap. Are the ghouls going to try and, well, rush on in here? That is the question. We do see a Water Elemental getting dropped in, and there is the Thunderclap, a beautiful 6 units Thunderclap by the Mountain King, and that was a level 1 Thunderclap. The radius is not that large, but still somehow able to hit more than 1 unit. Staff of Sanctuary saving that Knight as it retreats back, getting slowly caught up here, and this might be a turning point in the game where, well, damage getting absorbed by Knights just instantly causes them to head back home. We see Mountain King get in another Thunderclap there. A bunch of slow across multiple units as the Knights are trying to lead the charge. All right, the slow effect has come to an end. Death Knight's Unholy Aura really taking over, and it is level 2 Unholy Aura instead of level 2 Death Coil. Hence, my eyes were not playing tricks on me. They did seem to be moving a bit faster than I expected for a level 3 Death Knight. All right, obviously that does mean those heals are not going to be as effective. So instead of healing, 400 hit points with the level 3 Death Knight normally, we're now healing down to 130 with a level 1 Death Coil coupled with that Orb of Fire, Focus Fire. All right, in comes around. Wow, 120 really pressing in here, and this was not something I was expecting at all, as the Archmage now shows up in the back here. Lich, I'm gonna continue to do some big firing as well. There's a Thunderclap here, but the Mountain King, once again, only sitting at level 2. Both sides exchanging blows, as there are flying machines in the air, lying in wait, ready for obsidian statues to try to turn into destroyers. Knights continuing in on this battle, and this Mountain King has still been continually getting in some large thunderclaps, even though it's still, that radius is still so small. All right, continuing to try and rack up more damage there. There's some more Holy Light, level 3 now, level 2 now on that Dark Ranger, as the Mountain King now tries to make its way back over. Orb of Fire really slowing things up here, as we're looking at a couple of water elementals, well, turning into puddles and pretty much, well, just feeding experience for 120. Sock needs to be a little bit more proactive with those Staff of Sanctuaries. With only 1 Staff of Sanctuary, it pretty much saved only for heroes and knights at this point. Getting in a Staff of Sanctuary at the start of a battle on or out of combat for a low hit point knight could also be very important. There goes one knight taking in that first Frost Nova. Mountain King now trying to retreat back. There's a second Staff of Sanctuary on that Mountain King, as the flying machines try to take down the destroyers. However, there are going to be Crypt Fiends here ready to web down those units, as we're looking at some damage still racking up here. All right, Destroyer down to 20, down to dead hit points, as the Paladin now looks to fall back here. Flying machines having no additional targets, going to turn back around. Are we going to see a Holy Light from the Paladin? Paladin needs a little bit more. Scroll of Town Portal getting transferred over. There's a last second Holy Light, and some beautiful last second saves, keeping this human army alive together. All right. Oh yeah, sheep don't stand in walkways. I guess the fireman was right. If I am standing in front of a fire exit, I am blocking that fire exit, and that is not good for me. Even I can be as silly as a sheep sometime and not realize I need to move. Level 5, nearly level 4 Death Knight, nearly level 3 Dark Ranger, going up against a 4 level 3 Mountain King and nearly level 3 Paladin. Creeps on the map, still some to be found, so the Paladin could get to level 3 and the Dark Ranger could get to level 3 and Death Knight could get to level 4 out of direct combat with each other. Well, Paladin already at 3 here, as we're looking at some more creep camps just waiting to get cleared up. All right, Dark Ranger looking to perhaps get some black arrows, allow for some more dark rituals. Level 2 Dark Ritual. Lich could turn back around, perhaps try to fire some Frost Novas and now rack up some damage. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary? Of course we are, as the Lich now trying to retreat back here. Mountain King does have level 2 Thunderclap, hasn't used it yet. There we go. There's another 6-7 unit Thunderclap, as another Staff of Sanctuary comes in abound. Abomination perhaps going to get, well, remember the Abomination only had a level 1 Death Coil applied onto them there after the Frost or Orb of Fire debuff. All right, Knight still trying to give chase. That Knight could have a very, very bad day trying to retreat back out. He's going to get taken out, giving Dark Ranger now level 3. Thunderclap coming back across there, but the Thunderclap did come in time, or the silence come in a split second later, as the Dark Ranger now starting to run low on mana. Mountain King wants to get another Thunderclap in, waiting for that silence to come to an end, and now trying to wait and line up for that perfect Thunderclap. Or nope, gonna be instead a Stormbolt onto the Abomination, but the Lich quickly uses Dark Ritual instead to get more mana and perhaps some more Frost Nova down. All right, continuing this battle here, battling it out here. Mountain King in that frontline spot, down to 500 hit points, could be in a lot of trouble. Death Coil, Thunderclap in time, knows, however, no Holy Light to save, and, well, a departing Thunderclap gift to try and damage 120's army. Knights unable to catch up to those fast-moving Crypt Fiends because of that unholy aura, and, well, add in the fact that the Lich can apply a good Frost Nova onto a Knight, And well, that becomes a problem. Mountain King resurrected at the tavern. Smart save there as it opened up a cooldown of Staff of Sanctuary, thereby saving a knight. Knight or Mountain King now needs to try to perhaps make its way back over. 75 supply compared to 76 army sizes are pretty even, as we could be going into an engagement now. Flying Machines looking for some easy targets. Hasn't found that destroyer as of yet, as the Flying Machines, well, pretty much just hanging back for now. Destroyer 450 range compared to the Flying Machines 500. However, those Flying Machines haven't learned how to, well, fire while moving, so to speak. Unable to shoot and scoot. Coming back around. Well, Water Elemental easily going to get taken down there. Crypt Fiends still inching their way over 2-1 upgrades compared to 2-1. As we are getting up a second expansion up by Sock. All right, so Sock taking up the second expansion. Expansion gold mine off to the north, already running out of gold. It's going to run out of gold faster than the primary gold mine, since it starts with only 9,000 gold instead of, I believe, like 12 that the main starting location does have. All right, Mountain King, Staff of Sanctuary. Paladin still does not have a Staff of Sanctuary as of yet. Going to go ahead and land in a Stormbolt onto that Lich. Death Knight is going to be coming back over. Arcane feedback coming across from those Spellbreakers, draining some of that mana as the Paladin now continues to race across out here onto the battle. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary? Yes, we are. So Staff of Sanctuary saving right there. Another Knight now going to be in trouble. Abomination going to get taken down. Paladin still leading the charge here as the Mountain King gets in a Stormbolt onto the Lich. Lich currently okay for now as the Knight is trying to get into the frontline position. Flying Machines, well, all getting webbed back down. Those Crypt Fiends, however, even with web, there is no destroyer, so nothing for the Flying Machines to really be worried about. Actually, was there a destroyer? No. I guess there was a destroyer for a second as the Flying Machines were attacking something. Knight down to 56, down to dead here, as the Undead army just shooting and scooting back with those Crypt Fiends, finally ending a Scroll of Town Portal by Lich to try and cut the losses and forcing the Scroll of Town Portal there. Thank you for the follow. All right, this has been a long, drawn-out battle. North Gold Mine has completely run out. We are now down to 2 gold mines, soon to be 1, and this may be a problem for Sock. Sock has about 6 minutes of mining left, and then we are going to be going into unsummoned territory by 120. Undead always has that little bit of a trick in the back pocket if needed to unsummon a couple of buildings and then try to build up 100 supply army as a last all-effort push. That may be what we're looking at here. Meanwhile, what is the human army doing? Human army 79 over 96. Perhaps he's just going to try to build a bank of gold and stay and try to outlast his opponent. There is an arcane vault here. There is one arcane tower. One skeleton minion easily getting cleaned up there. There's a holy light and getting that knight back up. This was the best. Was the best of 3. The best of for Sock, of course. All right. Hey. No spoilers. No spoilers. All right, Tome of Retraining on that Archmage now has retrained to Blizzard and that Brilliance Aura. Gonna be important to kind of keep that ability tucked away for a little bit and perhaps try and bait the Dark Ranger to first use that silence on that Mountain King before using that Blizzard across the army of Crypt Fiends. That will force the Obsidian Statues to drain out a bit more mana, and here we go, starting that battle here. Dark Ranger quickly getting Stormbolted there. There's a Blizzard, and now that's just going to get a silence across the center there. Not a smart call by Sock, as quickly dispelled. There's another Blizzard, however, as the Mountain King going to go ahead and get in a nasty Thunderclap across all of those units, trying to make it difficult to retreat. Archmage does have the Orb of Fire, but while he is using Blizzard, not going to be able to affect all that much, as you see some big damage coming back across here. There's another silence. Once more, Mountain King, is he going to try to retreat back? No, Staff of Sanctuary out of the fight, as the Archmage going to go ahead and throw down a more Blizzard here, just raining down damage. Blizzard being absolutely destructive into WarCraft 3. Coming back around, there goes an Abomination as the Peasants now trying to retreat back here. Coming back around. Knights, 2-1 upgrades, Crypt Fiends, Obsidian statues. Now continuing this push, 69 supply compared to 73. Slight home field advantage with that arcane tower. However, Blizzard dealing quite a bit of damage to those fly machines while in the air. As the Archmage wants to rack up a little bit more damage again. All right, there you have it. There's a little bit more damage. There's a quick silence as the Dark Ranger, well, it should really be taking that arcane feedback now that the Lich is now low or back on mana. And now in more Blizzard as well. This retraining the Blizzard really starting to add up some damage as some Crypt Fiends are falling. All right, another Crypt Fiend going to get taken down here. One more shot. Just take it down. There it goes. As the Knight may get another trailing Crypt Fiend as well. Quick Dark Ritual, however, well, at least denies the experience. Mountain King continuing this chase here, only sitting at level 3. Death Knight is nearing level 5, so a major hero level advantage by 120. Will this be enough as a massive thunderclap coming across? Are we going to see some more Crypt Fiends fall here? There goes another Crypt Fiend. There's a Holy Light taking down another, and that slow buildup of damage. That Blizzard really destroying this undead army. 57 supply now compared to 70 as the Archmage says, get out of my house, as we see a Staff of Sanctuary being used once more. Mountain King, in comes a Stormbolt. Are we going to see a Dark Ritual, Death Coil, something to try and save this abomination at some point? Well, you can't be sacrificing units for mana as the Lich is up to 420 mana now. All right, more damage getting racked up here. There goes another Frost Nova. Knight now trying to retreat back out, and it looks like it will be able to stay alive. Death Knight, no Death Coil as incoming attack there, down to 2 hit points again. Death Knight, Holy Light, Death Coil onto the Archmage. Archmage has a potion of healing. Both sides still fighting their way through as the Arcane Tower able to cause a little bit of problems in the back. More Knights now trying to come back across, but there is no mana on the heroes as another Frost Nova goes down. Low hit point Knight gonna go ahead and take a Holy Light and try and fall back again, but I think Sock just cannot pursue at this point. He may end up feeding units into 120, who then is able to get back into this game. Death Knight has been stuck at 4.9 for quite some time. Hats off to Sock of just being able to keep all of these units alive as we see another Staff of Sanctuary come across there. Crypt Fiend now getting taken down once more. And we are still looking at only a level 3 Mountain King. That Mountain King just dives on into the battle, launches a couple of Stormbolts and Thunderclaps, slows things down, and then allows the rest of the human army to clean things up. We are now looking at 1 base to 1 base, but this gold mine of 120 down to 70 seconds of mining. All right, Stormbolt going down onto the Lich. Lich, is it going to have some problems? There's a silence there. Staff of Sanctuary quickly saving, I believe that was the Paladin. Was that the Paladin? I think he wanted to go after the Knight. No, save the Knight here. Paladin underneath this murder of crows as the fly machines show back up to the party. All right, Archmage continuing to lob attacks here against all of these units. Another Stormbolt finding that Dark Ranger. However, the Destroyer's purposely hanging overhead, making it difficult to try and click on that unit as the Lich now gets up to level 6. Are we going to be looking at Death and Decay? No, we are not. We almost saw the death of a Lich instead as he's trying to retreat back. All right, more Frost Novas going down. All right, more Staff of Sanctuary. The peasants or the priests are actually in the front line. That's not where they want to be. 55 supply compared to 62. And, well, chasing after an undead can be hazardous to your health as well, as it builds time for the Lich and the Death Knight to get mana from these obsidian statues and then just simply machine gun unload them onto the, following units. Arcane Tower nearly destroyed, gonna get destroyed there, and only 1 guard tower there to offer up a bit of coverage. 58 supply compared to 62. It does not look like 120 is unsummoning any buildings back at home. I take it back. Is he unsummoning now? Yeah, unsummoning the Necropolis. Could try and unsummon up a little bit more. Down to 58 supply now, or 61 supply, as there's still 10 minutes of mining left by Sock. Continuing to fight his way through. Lich now trying to retreat back. Level 3 Dark Ritual. Gonna translate Crypt Fiends into, multiple Frost Novas if the Lich is allowed to. Destroyer is gonna have have some bad times here. Down to 63 hit points, but, well, no easy way to finish it off by Sock. More Blizzard now raining down across all these units. Acolytes joining in on the battle. A Lone Knight actually getting hit by Blizzard, and a Frost Nova getting finished off. And talk about getting nearly finished off. That Lich getting Storm Bolted, getting the Death Coil back up to full hit, or nearly full hit points, and now that the stun is off, has access to that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. That Mountain King with that level 2 Stormbolt tried to finish off that Lich there to seal and close out the game, but 120 still not giving up. 47 supply compared to 55. Both sides fighting their way through. Another Staff of Sanctuary, and it has been the Staff of Sanctuary game, constantly denying those kills and, well, buying a little bit of time as they are healed back up slowly but surely. Fly Machine still going after another Destroyer. Destroyer gets taken down. 37 supply now compared to 53. But Undead, sometimes all it feels like they need is heroes and Obsidian statues, and that is, well, what 120 and this Undead army is left with. Death Knight still leading the charge. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 379 hit points. He's going to have a very bad day. Nope, he's not having a bad day. The Mountain King is falling. Death Coil Frost Nova onto that Mountain King. Death Knight now staying next to these 4 Obsidian statues, hoping that these Obsidian statues have enough, well, gas in the tank to push this Undead army still. More Blizzard raining down here. 40 supply compared to 49. A bunch of peasants lost, so no one is mining any gold right now, as, well, Sock does have that threat. Obsidian statues constantly coming back over to kind of replenish. There's another Staff of Sanctuary. Again, Spellbreakers trying to leading the charge here, as both sides are, well, have rather small armies. Sock down to 38 supply army compared to 40. Army sizes are very, very close, and the expo of Sock may end up being lost. 120 with the powerful Undead heroes, well, always having a higher level, able to exchange efficiently here, even though the Archmage with Blizzard is racking up so much damage. Mountain King trying to retreat back. We could be looking at a Staff of Sanctuary. Yeah, Mountain King had plenty. Mountain King, however, not having Stormbolt there, not going to be able to do much again, as Blizzard still raining down, well, through that narrow corridor. 41 supply compared to 47, as, well, the Arcane Vault is still in position. Death Knight, Dark Ranger, all these units retreating back. No unsummoning. Yep, nope, in comes the unsummoning. Now, trying to get just a little bit more gold, down to 41 over 50 supply. Perhaps going to try and train up an additional Obsidian statue while that is being unsummoned. Doesn't need the Altar of Darkness, as a battle still raging across here. All right, Mountain King, Death Knight, Abomination trying to retreat back. Now upside down on supply, 41 over 40. I would have thought perhaps one last additional Obsidian statue would have been useful, as we see the Mountain King in that frontline spot, well, taking quite a beating from those initial spells. Lich still trying to finish things off, as we see Silence go down. Beautiful Staff of Sanctuary saving that Mountain King off to the north, as we're looking at Knights now getting taken down too. Knights trying to retreat back away. 41 supply compared to 43. Lich in a little bit of trouble. Crypt Fiends trying to rack up more damage there, and now taking down another Spellbreaker. Knights need to stop the mining as much as they can. A Death Knight trying to finish things off here. However, the Blizzard finding a good clumping of units, especially those Obsidian statues. Well, they need to be repaired somehow. Well, and there are Acolytes back at home. Sending back some of those Acolytes might, or some of those Obsidian statues might actually be the best call, as it will replenish their mana as well. Death Knight now trying to lead the charge here, as the Death Knight is nearing level 6. Dark Ranger does get to level 5. Level 3 Black Arrows, perhaps. And level 3 Black Arrows means greater Dark Minions, which translates into even more mana for that Lich when you sacrifice them. All right, Death Knight now trying to do a little bit of exchanging blows here. Obsidian statues actually healing quite a bit of hit points because of the Death Knight's Unholy Aura, giving natural regeneration to all of these mechanical units. All right, slowly healing these Obsidian statues back. Nothing happening back in the bases now, as we're still looking at the charge going back across the north here. Death Knight going to go ahead and save one Abomination. Low hit point Crypt Fiend could be in trouble. Is it going to get taken down? There's another Staff of Sanctuary there, and it's really been the Staff of Sanctuary game that has kept Sock in this game as long as he has. currently Mountain King, Spellbreaker, and a Knight getting healed up. But, well, this party for Sock may be coming to an end. He is now behind. He is now behind in terms of army size, not mining any gold, and the hero levels of the Undead are simply too much. That last bit of unsummoning allowing for perhaps some items to be picked up by the Undead. Yes, Lich still having that lesser potion of lesser invulnerability, but yeah, maybe just bringing over an low hit point obsidian statue that still has mana and repairing them would be good. These obsidian statues back up to 250 hit points now. That natural regeneration really starting to make a big play as the Mountain King tries to retreat back. All right, Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend, Deathcoil for the save, and it looks as though the Mountain King gonna fall back here. Staff of Sanctuary no longer gonna be that useful as the Knight is now gonna be in trouble. There's a quick Dark Ritual right there. Lich back up to maximum mana again. Acolyte. Is this Acolyte really thinking about trying to expand here? That would be hilarious. Yeah, actually expanding on the bottom left and could start haunting and getting some additional gold out of that abandoned gold mine. All right, Flying Machines going to easily shoo away a Destroyer here. A couple of Obsidian statues once more. This is an outpost, a very well-defended outpost, actually. And I'm not quite sure why you would even try and engage here, taking down the Arcane Vault. But it feels like going after this main castle would be the better call. At least that way Staff of Sanctuaries cannot save at all. Sock, however, going to be losing this Paladin. Paladin down to 41 hit points. Mountain King shows up to the party, gets another Staff of Sanctuary in. Mountain King, does he have anywhere to go? He's going to try to Stormbolt the Lich and now head back away, but that's not going to be enough. Sock with the hero win, or just significantly more experience on his heroes, allowing his heroes to carry the game. That Staff of Sanctuary charges perhaps, even with one on each hero, saving those knights, those spellbreakers, and other heroes, it wasn't enough to get back into that game. The Undead was just able to constantly keep in that pressure. It felt like Sock had plenty of opportunities to open that door wide open and try to close things out, but it just never fell for him that way at all. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.